Welcome everybody for a long overdue episode of Silverback Talks. We've been taking a break since about I'd say May time frame. I think was the last time we had an episode. So very happy to come back with this event with two people that really mean a lot to me. Start off as through the arm wrestling community and now become close friends and talk to on a daily basis. And that's Ryan Belanger and David Redmon. Thank y'all for joining, fellas.
I appreciate you having me.
David, has been on here before. We was talking about had him on talking about his event last time. We'll get into that, how it went, and but let's talk. Start off with talk about introduce Ryan to the show. Ryan, tell a little bit about yourself, where you pull out of, and what you've been having going on, and which we'll get into. Most people know already, and then what you got coming up.
Yeah, so Ryan and I'm many people don't know, but it's Belanger is how you say the last name. Yeah, I pull out of South Carolina. I live in Surfside, South Carolina, and I train in Spartanburg with Carolina Chaos. I've said it 1,000 times, but obviously that's the best arm wrestling team in the nation.
Agreed.
Yep. Yeah, so I train with all them killers every week, man, and I just got back from East vs. West 14, and for the next one.
Yeah, you had a hell of an event. I know I talked to you about it a little bit when I was at your house last weekend. You looked solid, man. Coach Ray's a hell of a puller. I mean, you looked phenomenal. And when I grabbed a hold of you last weekend, I mean, as a movable object. You know what I mean? I remember telling you, I said, hey, I'm going to hit now. And I hit. I don't think you knew I hit. I was like, I said, so it's a movable object. I went back telling the boys it was a phenomenal press, but you looked great. I think the first time I saw you pull, I told you it was in Tennessee versus Robbie Russell last year. And, you lost that match. But something I could tell when I saw you a couple months later in Myrtle Beach, I came back and told people, I said, somebody lit a fire in that boy's ass. I said, because the look in your eye was refocused. And, I mean, he was a monster at Myrtle Beach there at that event, which y'all's whole team was there then. And then you see where it's been nothing but up since, nothing but up. So congratulations once again on your win. And I can't wait to see what you go to next.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah,
as far as a team, I think hands down, y'all know more about other teams than I do. Beast Mode is a solid team out of Tennessee, but yeah, I don't know of another team that can touch Chaos talent-wise, top to bottom.
Yeah, it'll be tough. Like I told Devin, we talked for a little bit at the event, and I was like, well, we'd have to worry about you. And he's like, oh, you're talking about the high hookers. And I was like, no, just like you. Yeah. We'd have to jump you, you know what I mean? But everybody else would be all right with it.
Yeah, top to bottom. I'm talking your 54s all the way up, and even female pullers in your team is legit. Yeah. So it's like there's not a weak area, and the people that haven't even earned their polos yet are badasses in Dunwoody. You know what I mean? Just they're solid, and it's a it was fun hanging out with y'all some last weekend as well.
Oh yeah, I definitely enjoyed it, man. We generally have open practices in Spartanburg too, and everybody's welcome to come anytime. And well, not anybody, but most people.
Yeah, everybody but David Redmon can come.
No, David's not on the ban list.
Welcome, David. Welcome back, David. Always fun to have you. Always good talking to you. Talk to you daily. Man, what you been having going on to us? I guess let's cover your event you just had a couple months ago and how it went. We didn't do a follow-up episode after like that like I wanted to. So let's talk about how it went.
All right. Yeah, man. Appreciate you having me on. It's past my bedtime. I'm getting old now. Anyways, yeah, it was good, man. Real good event. The lead up to it had me just everywhere because we had so many different changes in the lineup. I think we ended up changing Ted's match. 5 people, I think, ended up being lined up to pull him. And, yeah, I think we had 6 matches all total change, or somebody end up getting injured or drop out. Some people I never heard from about it, so I don't know. I still don't know. I mean, it's been like 5 months now, 4 months. But when was it? June, July? Oh no, 3 months. It seems like it's been forever, but yeah, it was good, man. I did all right right-handed, got my ass whooped left-handed. Nick, man, he knew exactly where to take me, and I had no answer for his top roll, man. Like
Yeah. No shame in
horsepower,
losing to Johnson. Good point.
horsepower's nice, but without traction, it's just smoke and noise. You know.
Nick's very smart on the table. He's one of those you can see thinking the whole time they're pulling. There's a few guys I can name that you see them thinking when they're pulling. Joe Rogers is another one.
Oh yeah.
176 out chaos. You see Joe's mind working when he's pulling. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
it's a thing of beauty watching him pull. It really is.
He's probably I've probably pulled Joe more than anybody at tournaments throughout everywhere. I mean, everywhere we go, we'll see each other and be like, "Damn, we both drove 300 miles to arm wrestle each other." We don't live but a damn hour away, but yeah, he's like the most technically sound arm wrestler that I've ever pulled. I think Joe Rogers. He's just perfect. Every movement. I mean, it's calculated. He don't waste energy on shit. You know, he gets to business. I love Joe. He's a good.
I see a lot of the same in Dylan Bibb as well, where I think I can see him thinking when he's pulling. I'd like to say Hunter, but hell, his matches aren't long enough to really know. I mean,
Yeah, he ain't got time to think.
I was gonna say about Joe. We kind of joke around with him. I mean, he even loses pretty. You know what I mean? He don't lose all ugly and stuff. He's definitely one of the most technical guys on the team. And and Dylan Bibb. I mean, he's well on his way too. He just needs opportunity.
That's what I was saying. I mean, top to bottom, even your 54s are phenomenal. That's, I guess, is Dylan still making 54? I'm guessing. I guess he's.
Yeah. I don't even think he's. I mean, I think he walks in eating cheeseburger. You know what I mean? And it's still like right at 150.
I look at a cheeseburger and I gain 10.
Same. Yeah. Of course.
David, I know you've talked you being smart, being strategic, really being picky with your rest of the year, and you've got a hit list. You haven't even told me the names on it yet, so I know you're keeping it to yourself. But you've got a hit list for the.
Oh no, it's no secret. If you're on the North American or the Southeast 176 list, I'm coming. I had trouble there at the end of the last year making 76. I got so bulky, after I quit drinking, I lost like 20 pounds, but then I gained about 6 pounds of muscle in about 6 months, about 6, maybe 5. And then I couldn't cut back down that weight. Like I got stuck at like 182 on my way to Florida, and I ended up having to pull 98. So
yeah, I remember that.
But that it hurt my feelings more than anything because I was embarrassed. But I had a couple buddies of mine, one in particular is on this, told me to basically get out of my feelings and get back to work.
Yeah.
I've been able to maintain. I mean, I was actually 179 the end of last week, not even cutting weight. I've just really dialed my diet in, been very strict on working out. Since about March this year, I haven't missed lift day. I've been lifting 3 days a week. I push and pull ups. I just like doing that basically because it's fun and it's easy. You just do it anywheres. But I've been doing some other stuff as well, and on my table time, we've been consistently practicing every Saturday. I've been throwing a couple practices in there when we can't make it Saturday. Me and one of the younger guys, Eli, he's really, really obsessed with arm wrestling right now, so I can get him to pull up at any time, really. So,
I've heard some really good things. I know, Ryan, if you was at David's event, I don't know if you got to feel Eli yet or not. I haven't got to pull him. I'm hearing he's nothing but pure hoss nut, strong, and a ton of potential to build off of. And the fact that David spoke highly of how he listens, he'll shut up and listen, which is probably the most important thing for somebody to do that early in their arm wrestling career. If you have it, it's wonderful to have that sponge on your team that young too. How old is he, David?
He just turned 21 August 14th. We've actually got 3 or 4 younger guys that's that way. Like in the last 8 months, 8, 9 months, Eli and Israel they're both 21. They're real good buddies. And then another guy, Beto, he's I think 23 or 4. But they just listen.
Man,
And
B21,
you
you go
tell them
back.
to do something, they start doing it immediately, like from 2 or 3 pulls until I go back over the table, and then they'll figure out something else. And I'm like, damn, this sucks. Like, I'm learning from them
Yeah.
because, I mean, they hit my hand a little bit different. So, yeah, Eli, obviously, him being in a heavier weight class, there'll be more eyes on him, but I'd be watching out for that Israel and Beto, too. They're both
Yeah.
good. They both listen
Oh,
real well, and they're young, very athletic guys. They should do good.
And they're probably healing pretty quick. They could probably pull twice a week and be all right.
Yeah, dude, they're out. They're
Yeah.
going home and boxing each other and shit. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
man, I need 3 weeks off the table before a tournament now.
And I'm having to take a hot bath or sauna just from a practice, just to try to recover.
Yeah.
But I don't, no doubt in my mind, I'm talking to you regularly. I know the fire that lit up under you at your own event. You know, with Nick, you talked about you took yourself out that match, and mentally speaking, took yourself out that match, and I think that sparked something in you similar to what I mentioned with what Robbie did for Ryan. You know, it's going to be one of them that maybe you wish you could get it back, but might be a good thing you didn't. You know what I mean? What might be the best thing that ever happened to you too. So
Yeah. You learn more from them L's.
Oh, damn right. I was talking to a guy that just pulled attrition yesterday morning. I was telling you about it, David. I was like, please take everything I'm saying as not even constructive criticism, because even that sounds bad, but feedback to build off of, because I'd much rather have one of y'all come at me and say, yeah, Alan, you look good, but here's a list of shit you did wrong. I don't need to hear the list of shit I did right. I want to hear that list of shit I did wrong, you know, because obviously I've got the right somewhat figured out. So, I would much rather you give me a list of things I need to work on than the list I did well when it pertains to arm wrestling. So,
that's one of the good things about Carolina Chaos too, man. Like they're all like that. Like, yeah, congratulations, you won, but round 2 on the setup, your pinky was low, and you should have got hype with it or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just small things like that that you actually you start thinking about and try to remember to do during practice.
I noticed something.
Yeah.
I noticed something I'm wanting to take back to my team at tournaments, whoever I'm cornering for. When I was watching the East versus West 2 weekends ago or 3 weeks ago, however long it was, let's say you came off the table from winning your round. Your corner was in your face like you just lost a round. You know what I mean? They wasn't. Right. Whereas I see at my level, I come off of a round 1 win. Ain't nobody talking to me. Hey, good work. Do it again. Nah, I need you to tell me what you may have saw. And that's one thing. It wasn't just you. It was everybody at that level. When they come off the table, whether it was a win or a lose, their corner was in their face, telling them other things they needed to do, what they're not doing, watch for. I would imagine at that level, you'll see a whole lot at my level, adjustments being made round to round. I think that's when you really start leveling up, is when you're recognizing and making adjustments. And but that was one feedback I was wanting to take back to my team. Look, we've got to look out for one another round to round, not just leading up to the match, and coach one another. And myself and Bradley Dobie do that really well with one another when we corner each other, and to help each other, the adjustments we're seeing. And that's one reason I always like to have Bradley, because Bradley is a student of the sport. He pays attention, and he does not mind telling you, hey, you're getting your fucking ass whooped. Time for a Hail Mary, buddy. You know what I mean? So it's no, he's had to say that to me. He's had to say it to me. So
yeah, I mean it at any level, like if it doesn't matter your level, but if the 2 guys are very close, I mean it could be a half a millimeter adjustment of your hand or adjustment of your elbow, forward, back, wherever. You know what I mean? That could just make the difference. So it's definitely very beneficial to have them in there, just still barking at you, like.
Well, you had
your focus too.
you had several teammates down there in Orlando with you as well, right? I know I saw Warzone, and obviously Hunter was there. I'm not sure who else was there, but I know you had at least had two teammates down there.
Dunwoody, and Amanda Marshall.
Met Amanda at your house, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Amanda was there. Um, that was it. I think we had 5 of us. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's good to look, good to turn from the table and see that in your corner and know that you got that.
Oh yeah. Well, especially walking out and you look over and you got Dunwoody sitting right there at the second row or whatever. We make eye contact and you got Ted sitting right there, and I'm just like pointing at him, adrenaline.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Ted's a good one to hype you up to, get your mind right, get you focused. Both of them.
Oh yeah.
And Ted's on watching right now. Ted and very smart. I enjoy talking to Ted about the sport. Once again, Ted and Dunwoody, both students of the sport. Very technically sound. Dunwoody's taught me a lot at the table. I think I almost pissed him off because I'm not listening to him at the speed he wants me to listen to him. I think I frustrated him. So he's not talking too fast. I'm just listening slow is all it is.
That's all right. He talks to me like I'm stupid all the
time. Talk about leveling up. Dunwoody's a good one to mention. Wow, the progress that guy's made in the last couple of years. With last year, dude is stupid strong now. And he's not only doing that, he's going back to Wilmington, building that whole team up. Look what he's, I'm not crediting him to all of Adam Hoeing's success that he's seeing now, but it's a huge part of it. And Adam would be the first to say that. And, it's very impressive what he's doing for that team. All them, the Teachy boys that was at your house, it's just, he's really helping that team a lot.
Yeah, I mean, everybody forgets he's like 2.5 years in, maybe almost 3, but his table IQ is very good. Way above, he's like a 10, 12-year veteran in his mind on the table,
Yeah.
But he's definitely
smart guy.
Yeah.
Very, very
I was trying to read these damn comments.
Like you know how to read.
Hey man. All I need to hear is
Jamie, read this for me. Pull your phone up, Jamie. Read that to me. What they say.
I just got to be able to read the scales on Friday evening.
There you go. You know what 1, 7, and 6 look like, don't you?
Oh yeah. Yes, sir.
Well,
I'm just sorry. I was just
going to. I'm on is in October, and that's Dobie's Fall Brawl that they're hosting. And David, you got a few of your boys, your teammates on that. You're gonna be traveling to support them. And I know you mentioned Eli, you mentioned Israel. Let's touch base with Tyson. Tyson's got a damn battle on his hands at that event. If you ask me, that's one of the matches to me, outside of mine, that is my favorite match on the card. I'm gonna be honest. So that's I think that's going to be some fireworks between them two.
Yeah, Tyson's a beast, man. His job has actually changed a little bit in the last few months, so he's only been able to make it one Saturday a month because he works Saturdays now. But I think me and him's going to start doing a little bit of pulling on Wednesdays. He'd asked me about if we were available on Wednesday, any of us, and I think Brandon's off on Wednesday, so we might be able to pull something together where we can start doing a Wednesday practice. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a beast. I don't know much about Ethan. I went back and watched that round robin after you were telling me about him, and he looks pretty good. And that's been a year, so.
Got as much as endurance as anyone I've ever seen on the table, and fight in him. You know what I mean? As far as a lot of guys, and I start hitting that 3 o'clock, well, probably like that 2 o'clock position, and I'm starting to give too much. Not Ethan. He's waiting till he feels that pad, and he doesn't let up until he feels the pad. And
what's his last name?
Ethan Green. He's out of I think Green.
Yeah.
Okay. He stays local for the most part. I had him in the 198 round robin. He came second, lost in like round 10 to Chris Wood. And if they would have met early in the round robin, it could have been a different story. I don't know, but it could have been much different because Ethan had some wars. I mean, some real battles in that round robin.
I remember now. I didn't know the dude's name, but yeah, I remember watching and he was like my favorite puller of the day, I guess you could say, by just watching. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a power lifter, former power lifter, and I mean he walks around at like 185. So I think him and Tyson are capping at 190. David, is that right? They agreed at 190.
I think that's what it says. Yeah.
Yeah, they cap because I think Tyson's walking around at probably what 193, something like that. David,
I,
190.
yeah, I think. Yeah, I think he's about 5 pounds heavier than me right now.
Yeah, so they agreed at 190, but Ethan's inside game is phenomenal, and I felt Tyson's hand a long time ago, but his hand versus Ethan's inside is going to be fun to watch.
Is it left or right?
Right.
I pulled Tyson left-handed, and his hand was solid. It was at David's event. I don't know what number that was, but
Man, that's been a long. It's been January. It'll be 2 years.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I pulled Brandon Moody right, and then I pulled Tyson left.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyson's he's a damn different beast right now. I mean, his hand has always been pretty solid, but he's just become an all-around good puller. Everybody is, man. Everybody keeps on leveling up a little bit, man.
David, I don't know how much you paid Shane Owens, but he said you look stage ready constantly. So I don't know how much money you send him to get on here. But
yeah, man. Yeah. Man, he's got to be easy with that, man, because Juji Mufu blew my damn head up. I was pulling Devin down there, and he was like, "Damn, David, you look jacked as fuck." And dude, the rest of the day, I was walking around there like, Juji just called me jacked.
You didn't pull his shirt out for 3 days. You wanted to work without a shirt on.
No, dude. Every time I put that green shirt on, I'm like, I'm jacked.
Well, talk about leaning out, though. Let's talk about Shane. My God, dude looks great. Body transformation is
Real
freaking.
quick, he said I was weak as fuck in the comments. I mean, yeah, compared to him, of course. You know, but now he's looking good, man. He's getting shredded like his. He's almost stage ready himself.
When I saw him in March, he looked like he had lost a person. And let's be honest, Shane ain't never been fat. You know what I mean? It's muscle.
Yeah.
He's just leaning down now. I mean, he's cutting up now. It's not just leaning down. Homeboy is cutting up.
Yes.
It looks great. Good for him. I know he feels better.
I can't tell the difference between pulling him when he was 315 to now. I mean, to me, he feels stronger.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think it was Michael Todd talking about that. He lost like 30, 40 pounds, and his strength went through significantly increased. And if you're losing your fat, I guess it should.
Well, I mean, it might be them small little being able to get your maybe your elbow closer and being able to kind of make you got a little more room.
Yeah. But they definitely good look. I'm a big Shane Owens fan too. I love watching him pull. His excitement at the table, I'm a big fan of. So I'm looking forward to see what he's got coming up. He said he's going to invest a lot of time in training and actually start lifting some instead of
he's a monster
much, and that's I admire that too. So
yeah, I'm honored to pull him every week. I mean, you get tied to Shane for 30 minutes every Sunday. You're definitely gonna be feeling it Monday morning.
Well, we touched base on training. I know David talked about his, and David has sent me some workouts that he's wrote up for me to start doing. I've been doing those. How do you find your balance in table time and weightlifting, Ryan? I know you do manual labor, so it's probably a little easier for you to stay in shape versus like me. My fat ass sits at a desk all day eating beef jerky and typing.
I can't help but laugh with her laughing. But
sorry.
No, but now I generally listen to my body, man. So I have, I push wheelbarrows and stuff all day long, full of rock, dirt, digging, all that type of stuff. And you know, there's some days, man, I can come out here in the gym and I just feel like crap. You know what I mean? Like even doing a 60-pound easy bar curl is rough. So I do my best, man, to at least get the blood flow in there. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I push through, and I've been doing a lot of like weighted pull-ups.
Okay.
A lot of weighted pull-ups. I do some compound movements like bench, but I do dumbbell bench, like not straight bar. To me, it's that little. Like if you ever go from the straight bar to the dumbbell, like you're gonna be, you know what I mean, like so
Yeah.
unbalanced. But I think that all them little stabilizers are hit a lot better, you know, like with the dumbbells. Um, but generally, I'll say, man, I work out 5 days a week. I usually take Saturday off, and my max effort day is obviously on Sunday for practice. So I do what I can. Monday's blood flow, just get the blood in there to heal up, and then Tuesday I just gotta listen to my body, man. You know, some weeks I have to change workouts up just to kind of get something in. But
Yeah, I know David's a big pull-up guy too. Does a lot of pull-ups. Something I've never really done a
I
lot
hate
of.
them. I
I've
hate
done
them
personally.
I hate them. I hate them. But I force myself to do them twice a week. Uh, you know,
And David,
I
you do a
used
push-up and pull-up guy. I know you've talked to me about that before. You do a lot of a lot of both. Excuse me.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of actually since June. I actually haven't been doing as many push-ups as I used to. I would alternate push-ups and pull-ups, like a push-pull, just to go before I go to work, and then do my cable machine. I've got a table with a cable, weight stack, and stuff in my building that I train with. Um, but I've steered away from push-ups as much because I've been doing a lot of. I got a Bowflex and put it in the living room, and then I've got some cables that I hang from my building, just from some bolts, and kind of go out. I feel like I get a little bit more stretch in it. I've noticed my mobility was starting to lose itself because I was just, you know, this all the time. So I started doing a little bit more of a fly, not with dumbbells though. I've got 2 sets of dumbbells, and that's all I've got. I work out at home.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit limited on weights. I've got enough to where I don't need any more. I'm just a little bit limited on dumbbells wise.
You're not carrying those cheer wine cases anymore either. Not getting that workout at work anymore.
No, which believe it or not, man, I feel like my arms have gotten so much stronger in the last 8 weeks because I'm running a weed eater. You know, I run the weed eater and hedge trimmer more than I do any mowing grass since I went back to landscaping.
Dang
And
right.
and man, specifically with my right arm just feels crazy right now. It feels better than my left arm does. And it's from holding that weed eater. You know, I'll put the motor right at my elbow and just drop my low hand and just go down the bank. Hell, I'll lean 8, 10 feet down a bank and just be, and I can tell, and I don't pull with my arm real open, but I feel good right there. I don't know. Might have to try something in 2 weeks.
Yes, funny you was talking about work holding the weight. I credit one of our teammates, John Lawson's never really been a gym guy. He's never spent a lot of time in the gym. He's a tree guy. He carries a chainsaw all day long. You know what I mean? He's tree service, family tree service, and he's running that saw all day long. I mean, and there's a reason why his forearms are massive and why his left inside game is insane. I mean, he's got a phenomenal inside. If he could ever get the technique down and work with somebody can really work with him that knows how to work with him. Unlike the rest of us greenhorns, he could be a real handful of hell with that left hand, no doubt in my mind.
Is he real close to you, like location?
Yeah, 10, 15 minutes. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. We actually graduated high school together. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's pulling Ted left hands at Dobie's event, Fall Brawl in Denton.
Oh, really?
For ranking, yeah. Ted, what ranking? I know you're watching. What Ted are y'all? What ranking y'all? I think it's 4. They're pulling for 4. Ted.
Yes.
So that's that'll be a good match right there. I think.
Is that supers?
No, 231.
231. Okay.
Yeah, Ted's cut down. He pulled
105. What is that? 105. Is that 105 kilos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's to me. I think that's a John's got nothing to lose there, so he can go all out, pull experienced puller like Ted. There's nothing but benefits for John, win or lose. So it's a good time for him.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad that we're going to be there. I'm excited. I'm glad you reminded me Tyson had a match. I was thinking that that is the third match. I know Eli, Israel, and Tyson all 3 have a match at that Fall Brawl thing.
Yeah, Ted said they're pulling for number 3 ranking in the 231.
Number 3. Ted is Ted. I think Ted's number. I thought he was number 4. Something must have changed.
Somebody may have dropped out of the weight class because I don't think Ted's had a super match for it.
I think you're right.
But I know John talked to me about it, and I said, well, dude, why the hell not? What do you got to lose? Get on the table with an experienced puller, probably one of the better pullers. Now, he pulled Joe Rogers, Chaos's Joe Rogers in Charlotte. And now, Joe pulled about 12 freaking weight classes, both arms that day. But John caught him. John stuck. He caught his hit and gave. It was probably a 30-second match with Joe. And you would have thought John just walked away with first place in the tournament and left. You know what I mean? To catch Joe.
That was North Carolina State?
2023 at Hancock's at Boone's.
Did I pull that guy? I was there.
He may have actually. I'd have to ask. If he pulled Joe, he's pulling pros because it wasn't amateurs. He pulled pros. So you may have.
I think I pulled 231 and everything above that. I don't know if they ran a 253 and a 253 plus, but
I checked and he said I could have it. Is what I'm not sure who Reed is. Just what Ted says. How he's in the 3. I'm not sure who Reed is.
Matt Reed.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, Matt. I don't think Matt's very active.
No, he hadn't been lately, but damn, he's a good puller, man.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Ton of potential.
I'd love to see Matt Reed back, man.
Yeah.
Super cool guy, man.
Oh man, Matt Reed's he was at the first tournament I met him. I know Sean. Did you say Sean does not have a match at Fall Brawl, right? Sean does.
Sean doesn't. It's Eli, Israel, and Tyson. All 3 have one.
Sean is somebody else I've been seeing get better and better and better. I'm anxious to see what he does in 2025. Well, rest of this year and into 2025 too.
Well, he just moved to Tennessee, and he's going to level up quick. I'm pretty sure. He was practicing with Dalton, Bumgarner, Rex Forbes, Robbie Russell, Landon, and LeRae last week. So
I was going to ask what area of Tennessee, if he was on the eastern Tennessee side.
Yeah, he is. He's only about 20-30 minutes from LeRae, I believe. So
got to take advantage of that. That's that's a definitely huge benefit. That's another solid team. I put them, definitely one of the top teams in the South as well. Beast Mode.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about training. I like seeing different people's types of training. And we talked about Joe Rogers. Carolina's Joe Rogers, Georgia's Joe Rogers has a unique training, and I think it's awesome to watch. And we got like a rock climbing wall at his house or something he's built. I freaking love watching Joe's videos.
Yeah, he's a nut, man. He's a nut. He's up.
He's fun.
I showed a picture of because Joe's on my radar, so I've got a list of guys that's on my radar that I want to pull. Well, I think I can beat them now. It's just some people I want to pull, and Joe's one of them. And I I was telling my wife about it, and I showed her a picture. I said, "The dude's always smiling." I said, "I've never seen him not smile." I said, "He comes off the table, dude's smiling. Dude, Wynn's smiling." I said, "He's always smiling."
Yeah, he's got a love for life, man. And it's contagious too because you can't. I mean, I like his energy. It's one of those things like it's hard for you not to smile whenever he's like, you know. I mean, he's a ball of fire, and I believe Joe's maybe 50. He's a little bit older than us, but man, you wouldn't be able to tell it.
No,
He's
well,
full of life.
he was was he at 220? I know he was at least a 198 just a year ago, and now he's under 176. I don't even know if he's cutting to 176 anymore. I think he's under 176.
I'm not real sure, but yeah, Joe, he's made a significant change, man. He was up there around. I believe he did pull 220s about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, I want to say I saw him at 220.
If he didn't, he was cutting to 198 from like 210, 215.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he still looks good. Like he's still big. Like his arms look the same size. Like,
yeah, good puller, isn't he? I think is he the number? Well, he's not the number 176 in Georgia. That'd be Goss, but he's the top 5 176 in Georgia.
Well, he's ranked in North America. That's the list that really matters. So, yeah, Joe's in A ranked. I think he's number 20 left-handed in North America.
I
believe so.
What hand left?
Yeah, I believe so.
The hand you use to hold the peg.
Yeah. The one I wipe my sweat with. That's how.
Right.
I put my left hand up.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I was just saying my left hand is stupid. It's not good. Not good at all. I don't even mess with it anymore. I'll train it workouts. Just I don't have one arm looking bigger than the other, but it's not competitive whatsoever. It's horrible.
That's funny.
Dude, mine was hurt for like 2 years, and all of a sudden, man, it just quit hurting. And like the past 6 to 8 weeks, it's kind of stout right now. But I top roll left-handed. Like I can't hook left-handed, and I can't top roll right-handed very good. So
that's funny. I'm close to the same scenario.
Well, I wanted to face, particularly with us three. We've talked about a lot of the arm wrestling specific stuff. I want to spend a little bit of time talking about, things that's near and dear to us three because we discuss it privately a lot, and that's a man's mental health, things that we've been through, going through. Speaking for myself, and how we come back. And David sent me a hell of a clip yesterday. Was it yesterday, David? I think it was yesterday morning. And it got me right. And when I said it was from, everybody's going to kind of laugh at it at first, but it was Mike Tyson. And he said, how many people do you know have ever, they lost their mind, but then found it again? Is that what he said, David? I said, how many people do you know have lost their mind and found it again? And that hit me some type of way because, all of us at some point hit a rock bottom, have a mental breakdown, a panic attack, something like that kind of puts you over that edge. And it's trying to find yourself back is the beautiful part of it. And most of the time you come back stronger, not damaged. And, that's one area I'm at right now is that, building that back. And I know both of you have hit rock bottoms before and, have came back successful, stronger. I don't know if you want to talk about it a little bit, not necessarily, what your rock bottom was, but maybe how to recover from it for those out there that's probably going through the same thing, because everybody out there, if they haven't yet, is going to go through this. I can promise y'all this. You will go through a rock bottom. More than once, you're going to hit a rock bottom. But hopefully those rock bottoms are a little more and more shallow for you.
Once you started off, Ryan, you got a little bit more experience than me, brother.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, the main, when you're facing your family and your wife's done with you and your kids, you know what I'm saying? And like, you just see all these people that you hurt, man. And, it makes it easier to kind of get through it and to better yourself. But the overall thing is, man, like you gotta, whatever your problem is, you know, you have a drinking problem, a drug problem, whatever. But if you don't want to like quit for yourself, like it's never gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't quit for nobody else. You know, it helps with like the family, the kids and stuff. But if you really just want to do it for yourself, it's way easier than just sitting there trying to do it for somebody else. But yeah, I mean, you know, you can hit rock bottom, man, and you can crawl your way back up, and it just gets stronger every time. You know, every time you do it, it gets a little easier. You know, when it happens the next time, you kind of, you know, as you get experience, hate to say it like that, but you kind of know how to dig yourself out a little faster. You know how to get through these things. And you know, and for me, I mean, it was, you know, kind of like reconnecting with God and stuff. You know, mine was a huge drinking problem, and you know, I was drinking a half gallon every other day of whiskey, and it wasn't good. But as I was trying to get through it, man, I mean, I would find quotes in the Bible that would talk about being drunk and talk about drinking, and I would just write them down. I'd write 2, 3 down. Like if I wanted to drink, you know, I would do that until it passed. You know.
Yeah.
But finding arm wrestling and kind of after I got sober and stuff has really just helped me stay sober. You know, because you got something to fight for. You got, you know, mine. I want to be the best arm wrestler in North America or in the world. Yeah, I mean, if I go back to drinking, then that's not possible. You know,
it's very true. And one thing you said I liked, and David is actually, he had me, and I never thought about this, but he said it to me when, you know, I was going through some crap one day, and he said, you got to find something different every day to motivate you to get you through that day. And it can't always just be your wife or your kids, because, you know, what if they let you down in some type of way, that's going to bring you down. So you need to find something different, not just someone else that drives you that day. And, you know, a lot of times I tell myself, okay, I'm not drinking today because I got my kids' volleyball match tonight. I'm not drinking today because I know I got to be up early for work tomorrow. I find something to that point that drives me. And when people say it's day to day, it really is freaking day to day. And, you know, that's and you know, I'm pretty open about, you know, my alcoholism, because I want people to learn from my mistakes, and the more they hear me talk about it, they can build on themselves. And, you know, I'm still struggling with it, and it's each day I try to find something. Like today, I was busy at work, and then I knew I had to get the kids this evening because his wife was really busy. So my motivation was, hey, you got to be on dad duty today. You know, no time for that shit. You need to be on dad duty, and things like that. I just find something different every day.
And sometimes if you can't find a motivation, man, I mean, you got to be a little selfish, kick yourself in the ass, and just be like, look, man, like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, no. And one thing too, man, like I said, with the writing the little verses down in the Bible, like if that's not your thing, like go do 50 push-ups. If you have you want to seriously want to have a drink, go do 50 push-ups, do 50 pull-ups till that goes away. Till it goes away, you know, it don't last forever, but it could be very hard not to want to get that drink for that 5 minutes or 10 minutes. You know?
Yeah.
But find something to preoccupy yourself. Man. This definitely helps.
Yes. The idle mind is the devil's playground.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Like what Ryan said when he first started off. You know, that was the biggest motivation for me to begin with when I quit drinking, because I'm an alcoholic. So I didn't drink much liquor just because I drank too fast. So a half gallon would be gone in about an hour, and then I'd be blacked out turning cop cars over and stuff. But yeah, I was drinking pretty heavily, a case of beer a day there at the end, and it got to where, I mean, I just had a breakdown mentally and just physically put a tornado through the whole neighborhood that night. But the look on my kid's face and my wife's face, the people that depend on me, you know, I could see that they just didn't want to be around me. I didn't want to be around me anymore. And I've wanted to quit drinking since I've tried to quit drinking since I was 20. I mean, I had a DWI at 20 years old. I knew I had a drinking problem from a young age, but I was just so obsessed with, or not really obsessed with drinking, but like changing the way I felt, really. I mean, I didn't know that's what it was, but I had to face some stuff, you know, stuff that I was carrying around drinking over. I didn't even know that I was drinking over until I learned some stuff in recovery.
We already carry that disease in us.
Yeah, and that's a big issue with manly men too. You know, us tough guys, strong. You know, we want to be badasses. It's hard for us to reach out and ask for help. You know, because we're always the ones that people depend on. So we don't want to be a burden to people. You know, and come off as soft or some shit, you know, when in reality we're humans too. You know, we have feelings and shit bothers us. But the good thing is, you know, there's always somebody out there that you would least expect it that you could reach out to. You know, if somebody I mean, me personally, Ryan has been a big part of my sobriety, because when I met him, he wasn't drinking. I met him at Carolina Carnage in 2020, and I was drinking then, and he wasn't. He was like cool, chill, got down to business, and I looked up to that. So whenever I got sober, I remembered that he was, and I started reaching out to him, just for tips and stuff. You know, what do you do here? What do you do there? If he tells me something, I listen to it, because he's experienced the same shit that I have, and came out on top. So
that's I talked to both of y'all regularly about it. You know, you daily, David, and it's I learned a lot. Like, I can reference something you say about damn near daily to me that hits me just right that I need to hear that day. And as I said, I'm still a work in progress. You know what I mean? I have some really good stretches that I'm proud of them, don't get me wrong. And work in progress and improving. That's all we can do, day by day, continue to improve, you know. And my thing is, I put so much damn pressure on myself, it drives me nuts. Whether it's work, family, the table, anything like that. I put the weight of the world on me, thinking I have to be perfect in every aspect. And it's almost unbearable sometimes. And that's what I'm addressing, is to quit stressing out over every damn thing.
yeah. Well, another thing I want to say this: 99% of our problems that we think that we have is exactly that. It's something that we're thinking don't even exist. We're making shit up that might happen tomorrow, and we're worried about it. In reality, it don't even exist. And shit that happened yesterday will never come back. So if we could just remember to stay in the moment, do the next right thing, it's a whole lot easier. But it's hard to in that moment. We're so programmed to worry ourselves to death. You turn the news on, you're going to worry more.
Yeah.
Open your phone up, everything's negative, man. It's contagious too. So we can spread a little bit of joy and a little bit of knowledge about it, man. It'll go a long way.
Donnie been in the same boat as us. Talk about, work in progress. And Donnie too, I've talked to about, bullshit. Our bullshit is what I shouldn't, maybe it isn't bullshit, whether that's what you want to call it, but it is bullshit to me, because to think about it, it's correctable, but it ain't easy. You know what I mean? And it's you was talking about today and tomorrow and yesterday. Was it yesterday's history? Tomorrow's a mystery.
Yes, sir.
Present, and that's why today's a gift. That's why they call it the present.
Yeah, that's it.
It makes sense, but until you struggle with it, it's all cliche. Damn.
Donnie said something.
But Alan, like, guys, as you keep progressing, man, like it's them stretches, are eventually going to be, I mean, you know what I mean? And when they are, you just, you're going to feel great, man. Like it's hard to describe. Like now, it's very seldom. I don't know about you, David, but very seldom do I ever want to have a drink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's because I've kind of, like I said, I kind of reprogrammed myself. Like when I was having them wanting to drinks, preoccupying myself other ways, you know. Um, but yeah, I mean, I seldom do. Every once in a while, we might have some people over at the house and they're all drinking. And you're just kind of like, you might be all right. Gotta have one. And I'm like, yeah, nope. About half a second, I think about it. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, because that one time I have 2 or 3, but damn, I did a good job. Maybe I've got it under control now.
Yeah.
It's that saying that one's too many and 20 is not enough. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Every time. Yeah, I don't ever have the desire to drink. I can feel myself getting flustered sometimes. But if I can just remember, be like, what am I upset about? And then usually it's something that I can't change anything about in the first place. Somebody did this and it pissed me off, or I didn't get this done right and hurt my pride a little bit. Usually I can move on from it. And yeah, if we've got a few people here, which whenever we're practicing, that's about the biggest amount of people that's excuse me, that's ever here, and nobody on the team even really drinks, so that's never really an issue.
I was the
But
only one in our practices that was ever drinking. I was the only one. Nobody else on my team, 7 of us, and I was the only one that was ever drinking at practice. And
I used to be that guy.
And I was telling somebody, maybe one of y'all recently, I remember I was saying, when we get fired back up and we're rolling like we should be, once Willie's back from injury and John just had a baby and Sean's been moving, once we're all back together, that's going to be a policy. Hey, you want to drink after? That's cool. But it's down to business during practice. When, somebody's going to get hurt. We're not focusing. We're not there for the right reasons. If one of us is there getting tanked. And that's me trying to practice what I'm preaching. But like I said, I was the only one that was there doing it.
I was the same way, by 5 o'clock on Saturday, Brandon's working till 3. Sometimes Chris or Delfino would be working, but I would already be drunk. They would get here to practice, and I could tell it too. They're all super nice to me. I mean, they're like my brothers, but I could tell that I was pushing them away just because my chaotic. I mean, I was crazy, man. I was a fucking mental case, really. Was able to really hide it pretty good, except from the people that were the closest to me. If you got my regular phone number, you knew I had a drinking problem. Everybody did. It wasn't no secret, man. But yeah, man.
At Ryan's practice a few weeks ago, there wasn't a drop in sight that I saw, at least during the practice portion. When I was there for about 2 hours, I didn't see a drop. You know what I mean? And I left there. My wife was like, "How was?" I said, "That was one of the most inspiring practices I've ever had. One, the talent that I pulled with. 2, there wasn't a drop of alcohol for me to even entice me to want to drink. And 3, it was learning that, and I was a freaking sponge in there just learning that day, and sober minded, and amongst some of the nation's best talent. So it was very, very motivating, is how I saw it."
Dude, we've never, as long as I've been with Chaos, I've never seen any alcohol, nothing. I mean, we take it legit serious. So, it's a legit training session. Now, whether somebody goes home and drinks, I mean, that's fine. They probably don't have a problem. But,
I'm not saying jealous, but good for the ones that can just have 2 or 3 during the practice and not get there. I'm not capable of it. And
no.
It's I don't really want to be pulling someone that I know has had several in them, and God forbid somebody get hurt. You know what I mean? So that's that was the other side of why I was wanting to enforce that policy.
Yeah, no,
That's a good
it's
point.
great. It's great. It's great.
Yeah, that's a good.
Well, I know a lot of people have been on tonight. I know we've been up to about 15 people, and people's been in and out. If anybody's out there going through some shit, and you're in our arm wrestling community, there's a lot of people around you may not even know battling with the same stuff. You know, it's one of the ways, you know, how me and David got close, and then how I started talking to Ryan as well. But you know, it wasn't really arm wrestling that got us talking. And so, you know, don't be afraid to reach out to one of us if you're out there and you need just to bounce some shit off. You want to vent? You want me to shut the hell up and just listen to you? Cool. Tell me to shut up and listen and let you get some shit off your chest, you know. But then be prepared. I'm gonna be real with you too. So and that's what you need. That's what we all need. We can't have somebody telling us, "Oh, you're gonna be okay. You're great. You're fine." Nah, you need somebody to tell you you're being a dumbass.
Yep.
Really do.
Those yes men, man, they'll hurt you in the long run. I'd rather have 2 or 3 guys that are brutally honest with me than just 100 people pat me on the back. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Well, fellas, I'm gonna start wrapping it up. I know it's my youngest has to be in by 9 o'clock, and I told the old lady let me put it down a little bit later tonight. Fellas, this has been a great one. It always is. I knew it would be, but this should have happened 2 months ago, right before East versus West. I think is when we was trying to get this to go. Trying to make it happen. So you know, sorry for the delay, but it you know how life can throw those things at us. We've all been there, and
Life happens, bro.
And
it's all good, man. All good.
But thank y'all for coming on, and I know hopefully I'll see David before October, but I know I'll definitely see him towards the end of October. Hopefully I can get up to Asheville soon. I need to make my way down to Spartanburg as well.
I'll be there.
Everybody tuned in tonight, thank y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed it. These are two of the most stand-up gentlemen I've ever had the pleasure of knowing, and certainly two of the highest guys, in my opinion, you know, in our arm wrestling community. So, like I said before, if you're going through some crap out there, you got 3 right here that I know you can hit on Messenger, and we'll give you some. And man, we can listen, we can talk to you too. So please reach out.
Yeah, man,
100%,
absolutely.
100%.
Any final words, fellas, before we hop off?
No, not other than just, you know, take it one step at a time. Can't see out the windshield if you're looking through the rear view.
Oh man, follow that, Ryan. You got to follow that, man. That's tough.
Well, I don't remember exactly how it goes, but in remembrance of Coach Ray, I think I should say, train hard and love arm wrestling.
Oh, I hope he sees this.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for all the fans watching, fellas. Y'all have a great week.
All right, brother. All right.